Welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin. If you're new here, today is going to be November empties. All of the beauty products that I used up in the month of November. Most of them are makeup items, a couple shower, body items, and just a couple makeup items. I always try to group them by categories, and then I'll timestamp in the description the different categories. So if you don't want to know about one particular category, feel free to skip it. Totally understand. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start with the body care and like shower care stuff. So first I will start with this Ahava, the Dead Sea Water Mineral Hand Cream. And this is really nice. I like Ahava products. Quite a few years ago, I sort of went through a phase where I was using a lot of their products, skincare and body care. Then I sort of just like fell out with it. They are a little bit on the pricier side of things, so that was maybe a reason. But I had this leftover. I don't even remember where I found it, but I found it when I was in the process of packing to move. So I used it up and I really enjoy it. I have lots of other hand creams right now, so I don't need to purchase any others, but this would be one that I would consider going back to. Speaking of hand creams, I had this little sample packet of the Grown Alchemist Intensive Hand Cream. It kind of had a funky smell. It says that it's Persian rose and argan extract. So I don't know if it was the rose in it that kind of had the weird smell, or maybe I just had this sample packet for quite some time. I'm not really sure. The feel of it on the skin was quite nice, and it was pretty hydrating for the back of my hands, which is generally where I put hand cream. Does anyone else do this where you only squeeze it on the back of your hand and then like you just go like this? I don't like the feeling of lotion on my palms, and it's generally just the backs of my hands and like my knuckles that get really dry. Anyways, this was really hydrating, but because of the smell, I don't think I would ever look into purchasing the full size of it. Moving on to shower related items, I had gotten this Oribe Côte d'Azur replenishing body wash. I believe it came in my Beautylish Lucky Bag from the beginning of the year. It smells pretty nice. It smells like Oribe's general smell, but I don't know that it would, I don't know. Body wash, I feel like I'm pretty open to all things. Like I don't have a specific one that I like to use, and it certainly doesn't need to be expensive. The one thing about this, and I don't know if it's just because it's the travel side, but the packaging component, like the lid component, was a pain in the ass. Like, it took a lot of effort to open it, and then once you had it open, it had to be like perfectly aligned in order to be snapped shut, and it was very difficult to get it perfectly aligned. So, and when you're in the shower and like your hands are wet and everything, it just doesn't make for a nice experience. So although I like the smell of this, I wouldn't ever buy a full size of this. Next, for shower related things, I finished up this Tree Hut Coconut Lime Moisturizing Shave Oil. I really enjoy using shaving oils just because I feel like they're a little bit more hydrating, they don't dry the skin out, and it feels really nice. I also feel like you kind of get a closer shave using a shave oil. This is the first time that I had used a Tree Hut product, but it was really nice. The scent of it wasn't my favorite. It was okay and like pleasing enough, but I don't think I would ever get this particular scent again. And I had gotten this at Meijer. I believe it was the only option, but I might look into, I know Ulta carries the Tree Hut brand things, so maybe I'll look into Ulta. I know they have a 20% off coupon right now, so maybe I'll get something there. But overall, shaving oil, 10 out of 10. I only have one hair product, and it's this little sample of the Fable & Mane Smooth and Shine Hair Oil. It was I believe just a sample in a Sephora order, and it was fine. Like, I didn't notice any negatives from using it. Like, it didn't weigh my hair down or make it seem extra greasy or anything, but I don't know that it did anything particularly life-changing for me to warrant looking into the full size of this. And I have lots of other hair products, and I do have I think like 2 or 3 or maybe 4 hair oils that I don't really need another one right now. All right, let's move on to skincare. Face cleansers, I went through 2. The first being the Sephora brand, the Prebiotics Clean Skin Gel. Just a very nice basic gel cleanser. It wasn't dehydrating at all, and I always do a first cleanse to remove my makeup and stuff, but this was really great as a morning cleanser, so just to sort of wash off any leftover skincare from the night before. Like if it was a heavy, like if I did like a heavy layer of moisturizer or something the night before, this is just sort of great to get that off. Although I liked it, I don't know if I liked it enough to go purchase another one right now. Cleansers, again, I think it's one of those things that I'm not too fussed about it. So as long as it's not super dehydrating or stripping of my skin, I tend to get along with most cleansers. So I'll keep this in mind. Maybe it'll go on sale or something, but I don't need one right now, so I will not be getting another one of this. Okay, the other cleanser that I used up was this Naturium, the Fermented Rice Enzyme Cleanser. It's like an exfoliating cleanser. It has little bits, biodegradable micro powders. This is generally something that I would use as a second cleanse at night, so after I removed my makeup, go in with this. I feel like it helps get any leftover remaining makeup that may be like hiding in my skin. So it was good. I don't think it's my favorite of exfoliating cleansers. I think if I go back to another exfoliating cleanser, like a physical exfoliant, I would probably go back to the Good Molecules, the pineapple or papaya. It's the one where it's like a powder. So you would dump the powder in your hand and then you add as much or as little water as you want for the type of exfoliating effect that you get. So I think I would go back to that before buying another one of this, but this was fine. All right, I went through another of the Paula's Choice 2% BHA liquid exfoliant. I think this is my favorite way to use salicylic acid. I use it as my toner in the morning. I generally only use it once a day and I stick to the morning. I like using it as a toner because I can use it all over my face but it still be lightweight. I do have like a targeted salicylic acid cream that I will use at night on any areas that feel especially congested or if I can feel something brewing under the skin. But for an all-over face salicylic acid treatment, I enjoy using it as a toner. The Paula's Choice is just really good. I'm sure there's some other salicylic acid toners out there that are maybe less expensive, but I find that because I know I'm not going to have any weird reactions to it, I just like going back to it. So I do have another one that I purchased that I'm currently using since that one ran out. Speaking of like acne targeted treatments, I finished this Peach Slices, the Deep Blemish Micro Darts. They're the ones that have like the little, well, they have the micro darts on them, so when you put it on, you can sort of feel it like prickle at your skin. And these do have salicylic acid in them, and also tea tree. If I feel something brewing under the skin that like I know that it's going to be a doozy, like something that I don't want to deal with, then I will go in with this to sort of nip it in the bud. And I just enjoy using them. It's kind of a bummer. They are pretty expensive for the amount that you get. I know the Peach Slices ones are a little bit on the more affordable side. I can't remember specifically how much it is. It's somewhere between $10 and $15 maybe, but you only get 9 of them, which is kind of a bummer. So if you have acne that tends to be under the skin, but you get a lot of them, I don't know that I would recommend using these just because you would basically be using one packet on your face a night, you know? So that's not really monetarily friendly. I do also like using the Mario Badescu, the buffering lotion. It's not salicylic acid. I believe it's like a sulfur-based product that can also be pretty good at getting under the skin like ones that you know are gonna be big. That one's pretty good at calming them down and sort of making it so that they don't ever really get bigger than what they are like at the beginning. So that might be a better option if you need to use something like that in a lot of spots all over your face. Luckily for me, the deep under the skin ones I don't get as often as just like little spots here and there. So that's why I like using these. But I will still use the Mario Badescu one on occasion. But anyways, these are good, and I do have another pack of them, so I have repurchased them quite a few times, so these are good. 3 more skincare products. I had this little sample size of the Skin Fix Barrier Plus, the triple lipid and collagen activating serum. This was pretty good. I believe that I have also like another set of like a week-long supply. It might be of this particular one, or it's a week-long supply of something, but it's from this Skin Fix brand. But this is pretty nice. It felt really nice on the skin. It only had 1 or 2 uses of it, so I don't know if it does anything specifically amazing, but I like using things that help your skin barrier. I've been a little bit more into that lately, just trying to not strip my skin, but like just keep it doing what it should be doing. Anyways, but this was nice. I'm not sure that I would get a full size of this. I don't know. We'll see. But I don't need any types of serums right now, so not at this time. Speaking of Skin Fix, I had this little size of the triple lipid peptide cream, so the moisturizer. I really enjoyed this, so much so that during the Sephora sale, like the VIB Rouge sale, they had a kit of a full size of the moisturizer, a refill of the moisturizer, and then a smaller size of, I believe, a face cleanser. I haven't yet used that, but I liked this so much that I went ahead and purchased that kit. It does kind of along the same lines of what the Pharmacy Honey Halo, or the honey, whatever the Pharmacy Honey moisturizer is that I really like. It's pretty similar to that in terms of like texture and feel, like how it feels on the skin. It just doesn't have that honey scent to it, but I really liked how this was, and again, that's why I bought the full size of it. So I have lots of this to be going through. I sort of alternate between using this and the Phytosurgence Verdant Force Field. I tend to use the Phytosurgence one mostly in the morning, and then I'll stick to using this one at night just because it is a little bit thicker. But because it's getting into the colder months, like my skin is fine if I were to use this in the morning, just because it's a little bit drier than like in the summer. I would say that you can use this day and night. It's just that right now I tend to only use it at night, but I have used it in the morning, and like makeup and stuff goes over it just fine. All right, last skincare item is a moisturizer sample of the Philosophy Hope in a Jar. This was a pretty good, just very basic moisturizer. I don't think it has a scent. I believe it's fragrance free, or if it has if it has a smell, it's just because of like the ingredients that are already in it. I don't think there's an added fragrance, but this felt pretty nice. It was pretty moisturizing. And if I didn't have other moisturizers that I really like, I would look into getting the full size of this. All right, on to makeup. There's only 3 products. A little packet size of the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. I like this. I've used it in the past as like I believe it was just a travel size. I haven't ever had the full size of it, but I like this. However, I don't really find that there's a difference between this and the e.l.f. gripping primer. So why would I spend however much this is when the e.l.f. one is only like $10, which I have gone through a whole one of the e.l.f. one, and if I were into getting another gripping type primer, I would go for the e.l.f. rather than the Milk. All right, I finished another of the Patrick Ta Brow Lamination Gel. It's my all-time favorite brow gel. It's the best holding one that I've ever used. and I've repeatedly repurchased it, and I will probably continue to use it unless I come across something better. I have another one that I'm working through right now, which reminds me that I think I don't have any others once that one is gone, so I might need to go buy another one. I don't like to think about what I would have to do if I didn't have another one on hand to use. So, all-time favorite, love it. Some people don't like, I'm touching my brows because it's in my brows today. Some people don't like that it has kind of a crunch to it, I guess. But I don't, it's not like super crunchy. I don't know. It's nothing that deters me from using it, so to each their own, I suppose, but the best. Love it. The last thing I have is the Sephora brow gel, the Shape and Set Clear Brow Gel. I believe they were trying to do their best to copy the Patrick Ta, just because it's like a thinnish, clear formula, and the brush shape is like exactly the same. However, it does not work as well, and it started kind of doing the gumming up thing like almost immediately upon opening. Like it looks pretty goopy and gummed up on the brush, so I just didn't enjoy using this. I tried to use it like intermittently with the Patrick Ta just so that I could like not waste it or whatever, but I didn't enjoy using it, and I would not ever buy it again. Okay, those are my November empties. It certainly wasn't as much as I've gone through in the past couple months, but it was still like a decent enough amount of products. Let me know in the comments anything that you used up in the month of November, anything you loved, anything you didn't love. Have you used any of the stuff that I talked about? Let me know. I'd love to read about it. And if you liked this, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more stuff like this, subscribe. I have been doing a monthly empties, like every month. As maybe since I'm like easing out of the amount of sample products that I have, I'll play it like month by month, whether or not I have enough products to talk about to make it a whole thing, or if I'll try to spread it out and do like 3-month intervals or something. I don't know, we'll just see how it goes, or maybe I start doing quarterly ones for next year, and then I'll just do whatever's left in December. I'll just do an empties then too. So we'll see. I was going to mention at the beginning of the video, but I forgot. On my eyes, I have the Glamlite, the Friday the 13th palette, mostly like this shade, and then this one is at the front half of my lid, and then I have some of the greens on my lower lash line. I've been enjoying using this. And then on my lips, I have the Blendbunny, the matte lip cream in the shade Moody. I've really enjoyed this type of color, just like the cool toned, mauve-y, grungy look. So that's what I have on my eyes and lips. My base is pretty standard, like what I've been doing almost every day. Some of the stuff are changed up here and there, but like the main base products are pretty much the same. I've been posting about it on Instagram nearly every day, sometimes like a day or two in between where I don't. If you want to see makeup of the day type stuff, I'll leave my Instagram linked in the description, and all of the base products that I use that I didn't mention, I will leave in the description down below. That's all I've got. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!